And that's when innocence wandered right up to the edge of horror. Bruno thinks he's found a farm, a friend, and someone to play with by the fence. But barbed wire isn't for keeping animals in, it's for keeping the Jews in. A child's imagination collides with the machinery of genocide, and what starts as playtime ends in silence. The boy in the striped pyjamas doesn't scream, it whispers. But the question that I'm whispering is, how disturbing is the boy in the striped pyjamas? Hey, welcome back to another episode of How Disturbing. I'm your host, Billy Bogues, and today we're looking at that war tragedy called The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Now, the nature of this channel is that we review disturbing scenes and films, so viewer discretion should be advised. This is also your spoiler warning. Let's go to the Jew camp. The film opens with the German family arriving at their new home in occupied Poland. Meet Bruno. Bruno is the youngest member of his family. Bruno discovers that from his bedroom window, he can see the Nazi extermination camps. Seemingly though, Bruno assumes that these places are farms.
The children, over on the farm.
Farm? I didn't see a farm. And that one too.
You can only see it from my room.
And now some children there.
His mother is yet to realise that Bruno is talking about an extermination camp. The conversation is cut short though when this Jewish slave rocks up to give them some vegetables.
I'm sorry. Vegetables.
There.
Bruno identifies this man as one of the farmers, and his mother goes upstairs to investigate. Okie dokie, meet Bruno's father, Ralph. Ralph is a high-ranking Nazi officer, and this is the reason that his family has moved to Poland. Ralph is explaining the reason for their family to move, however Bruno is more curious to know why the farmers wear pyjamas.
Why do the farmers wear pyjamas? I can see them from my window.
The thing is, Bruno, those people, well, you see, they're not really people at all.
The farmers in pyjamas, I'm sorry, that's not funny. These farmers are obviously Jewish prisoners, and these pyjamas are obviously their prison uniform. Bruno is bored in his new home, so the following day he asks a lieutenant to procure him a tyre.
How are you this morning?
Can I ask you a favour?
Well, you can ask.
Are there any spare tyres around? An old one from one of the trucks or something?
The lieutenant teases Bruno, but Bruno's older sister interjects.
Oh, stop it, he doesn't understand. He's only 8.
You're only 12, so stop pretending you're any older.
Ah, that's creepy. Anyway, the lieutenant demands that the Jewish slave from earlier procure the boy a tyre.
Move! Take this boy to the outhouse in the back garden. There are some tyres in there. He will select one, you will carry it wherever he asks. Do you understand?
The slave obliges, and Bruno swings on his new swing as he watches the smoke rise from the killing camps. Bruno falls off the swing, cutting his knee, and the slave comes to his aid. Inside, the slave bandages up Bruno's knee.
It's only a small cut. Oh, come on, it's not that bad.
Bruno wonders if he will need to go to hospital.
She'll probably take me to a doctor.
I don't think so.
It could be worse than it looks.
It isn't.
However, he is confused to learn that the slave is in fact actually a real doctor.
How would you know? You're not a doctor.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. You peel potatoes.
A few days later, Bruno, who dreams of being a famous explorer, explores the property and eventually stumbles across the fence line of the extermination camp. Bruno discovers a boy that looks about his age inside the camp, and he approaches him.
Hello. I'm exploring.
Okie dokie, so let's meet Schmoll.
I'm Bruno.
Schmoll.
Sorry?
I'm Schmoll.
That's your name. Never heard of anyone called that before.
Bruno and Schmoll strike up a conversation. This conversation is cut short when a whistle blows and Schmoll picks up a wheelbarrow and goes off to work.
It was nice to meet you, Schmoll.
And you, Bruno.
The next day, Bruno returns with some chocolate for the boy, but it looks like Schmoll isn't there. A few days later, we find Bruno and Schmoll having a conversation back at the fence line.
Why do you people wear pyjamas all day?
They're not pyjamas.
Well, those.
We have to. They took all of the clothes away.
Who did?
The soldiers.
The soldiers. Why?
Neither of the boys really understand the war or any of the events that are unfolding.
My dad's a soldier, but not the sort that takes people's clothes away for no reason.
What sort then?
Well, he's the important sort. He's in charge of making everything better for everyone.
Their childhood innocence is heartbreakingly apparent. Bruno asks about the fence and is shocked to learn that Schmoll is a Jew.
Are you not allowed out? Why? What have you done?
I'm a Jew.
Although Bruno doesn't completely understand, he fears the repercussions of talking to a Jew and decides to leave.
I think I should go now.
Will you be here tomorrow?
I'll try. Goodbye then.
Bye.
Back at home, Bruno's teacher gives him a lecture about the Jews. And when Bruno inquires about nice Jews existing, he is conflicted by the teacher's response.
There is such thing as a nice Jew, though, isn't there?
I think, Bruno, if you ever found a nice Jew, you would be the best explorer in the world.
That night at dinner, everybody witnesses the young lieutenant violently beat the Jewish slave.
You fretting Jew!
After dinner, Bruno's sister tells Bruno the truth about the camps.
It's a camp. What's called a work camp. For Jews, obviously. Just Jews.
But Bruno is shocked and in disbelief. We then get this line which, for the year 2025, says a fucking lot.
Dad's not horrible, is he? He's a good man.
Of course he is.
But he's in charge of a horrible place.
It's only horrible for them, Bruno. We should be prouder of Dad now more than ever before. He's making the country great again.
Yeah, for making the country great again. Sound familiar? The following day, Bruno is shocked to find Schmoll in his family's home.
What are you doing here?
They wanted someone with tiny fingers to clean all these.
Bruno gives Schmoll some food. The two strike up a conversation, but it's quickly interrupted by the lieutenant.
Is it really horrible in the camp?
How dare you talk to people in the house? How dare you? Are you eating?
Could you imagine being a kid and facing this guy? I'd be fucking terrified. Schmoll tells him that the food was given to him by Bruno.
Answer me!
No, sir. He gave it to me. He's my friend.
What?
But when the lieutenant interrogates Bruno, Bruno lies and says that Schmoll just took it.
Little man, do you know this Jew? Do you know this Jew?
No, I just walked in and he was helping himself. I've never seen him before in my life.
Regretful of his actions, Bruno waits for Schmoll for days until he finally surfaces. Bruno apologises and Schmoll tentatively accepts this.
Schmoll, I'm really sorry for what I did. We are still friends, aren't we?
Sometime later, Bruno and his sister discover that their mother and father are going to move them to somewhere more appropriate for children. Bruno objects to this, obviously, but Ralph has made his mind up.
In life, we often have to do things we don't want to do. The important thing is your mother does not feel that this is an appropriate place for you to be spending your childhood, and the more I think about it, the more I realise she's very probably right.
But, Dad...
No.
The next day, Schmoll tells Bruno that his dad is missing.
Is everything all right?
We can't find Papa. He went on a different work duty with some of the men, and they haven't come back.
And Bruno tells Schmoll that he will be leaving for good the following afternoon.
I've got some bad news too. I'm going away.
How long for this time?
That's why it's bad. It's forever, I think.
Bruno wants to help Schmoll find his father, and he discovers that it's possible to dig his way under the fence.
I could dig under. What with that? No, but I could break something.
You don't want to come over here.
Look.
The whistle blows and Schmoll is forced to leave. As he leaves, the boys orchestrate a plan for Bruno to visit the extermination camp and help search for Schmoll's father. The next morning, as Bruno's family prepares to leave, Bruno sneaks off to meet Schmoll.
Can I go and play on the swing?
Bruno...
It's my last chance.
Go on then.
Bruno changes into the camp uniform and squeezes under the fence, and the two set off to search for Schmoll's father.
Let's go and find your dad. Come on!
But back at home, the family is searching high and low for Bruno. Back in the camp, the two boys search one of the overcrowded huts. However, suddenly, the camp is thrown into chaos.
What's happening? I don't know. We go on marches sometimes.
It seems that the Nazis are moving all of the Jews from the extermination camp to somewhere else, and now it looks like this includes Bruno. As a storm breaks out overhead, the family are still searching, and the Jews from the camp are ushered into a chamber and eventually, well, it's sealed shut.
It's all right. I think we're just waiting in here until the rain stops.
Close off!
Ralph bursts through the camp gates, desperately searching for his son. It's too late though, as the cyanide pellets are already being poured into the chamber, and we hear the people inside fighting for their lives. In the pouring rain, both Bruno's mother and father finally and tragically realise what has happened. And yeah, no book deads for this one, but that's the end. The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas dropped in 2008 with an M15 plus rating in Australia. What struck me first wasn't actually how this film looks, it was how this film sounds. A score that actually remembers how music can haunt sometimes as much as images. The film nails the fragile innocence of youth against a backdrop where innocence doesn't really stand a chance. The narrative feels fresh, even when it's set in a world that history won't let us forget. Performances, especially from the two young boys, aren't just good, they're disarmingly honest. And even knowing where this film was going to end up, the ending still really was a gut punch. Brutal, confronting, tragic. This isn't just a movie worth seeing. The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas really leaves a mark. And well, so it should. Okay, well there's a spreadsheet behind me, so it's time to find out where The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas sits on an average of being a really fantastic film and a really disturbing film. So to start off with, I'm gonna rate it for just how good it was as a movie on its own. And I think that The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas is worth a rating of 64.7. But we also need to see what you guys think in case my opinion is vastly different and it looks like you guys are awarding The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas a score of 75. Okay, now we're going to combine my score with your score, which gives us a combined film rating of 69.9. Now, next up, I have to give it a disturbing rating. A rating just for how good it is as a disturbing film. And whilst it's not too confronting or visually grotesque, it still really haunts you. So I'm giving The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas a 20 out of 100. It seems low, but this is a YouTube series that explores disturbing movies, so yeah. Anyways, we're now going to combine our film rating with our disturbing rating, and when we do that, we're left with an ultimate rating of 44.9 for The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas. Now, we're going to bring in the grand spreadsheet here. There it is. And we're going to have to scroll to the bottom and zoom in a bit for this one, because with an ultimate disturbing rating of 44.9, this leaves The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas at rank number 45. Yeah, it looks like we thought The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas had a slightly better average than Possum, but a slightly worse average than Infinity Pool. Thanks for watching another episode of How Disturbing. I'm your host, Billy Bogues, and don't forget, if you're not a jerk, you should like and subscribe. So ask yourself, are you a jerk? And if the answer is no, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, if you would like something sold or advertised on this channel, well, I'll do it for free, so just go ahead and get in touch. And having said all that, well, I think I'm going to glitch out of here. Peace!